This is my primary phone, the Sony Xperia XZ. Released back in October of 2016, this phone was way ahead of its time. With a 1080p LCD display, 3GB of RAM, a fingerprint sensor, a sleek design and a whopping 23 megapixel rear camera, this was the bad boy. The 2900 mAh battery is charged by up to an 18 watt USB Type-C cable and charges averagely around 1% per minute. The screen is 5.2 inches, with the phone being 6 inches in size, making the space between the screen and the edges around half an inch in size each, and you can just tell that was a Sony phone from a mile off. Although the screen is not edge to edge, the glass curves slightly, which makes swiping horizontally feel much nicer than a flat display. This phone comes in a 32GB and 64GB variant, but it allows up to 256GB of microSD card storage, so storage wise that will never be a problem. The front camera is 13 megapixels and the rear is 23 megapixels. Photos look absolutely fantastic in quality. The front camera can record up to 1080p and the rear can record up to 4K, but we'll get onto that a bit later. The side-mounted fingerprint sensor just makes sense because it's also the power button, so you just press the button and it instantly unlocks. And it's also got a dedicated camera button, which I rarely use, but it's still a nice feature. And it's also got a little LED light, so when you have unopened notifications, it just lets you know. So this phone runs a Qualcomm Snapdragon 820 4nm chipset and an Adreno 530 GPU chip. It's nicely weighted at 161 grams with an aluminium body. So far the phone sounds absolutely fantastic, but unfortunately there are multiple cons alongside it. The biggest problem with this phone is since the Android Oreo update, this thing gets pretty heated up. General use is fine, but you want to keep it shaded from the sun for sure. And the 4K looks amazing, but after around 20 seconds of recording it burns and hurts to hold. And it's such a shame because it's such a great phone, but the overheating just really lets it down. Some minor issues are the front facing speakers, as they're pretty quiet, which might be an issue for some people, not me personally. Also the microphone is a tad quiet when recording, but again, for me not a big problem. I have also had instances where the phone just stops responding for half a minute or so, but then suddenly jumps back into life, which is a bit strange. But in conclusion, this phone is really nice and I'm pretty happy with it. But should you buy it? Well, I'd advise against it. I wish when I was doing research for a new phone, I knew about the overheating problem, because it's not really until you search up Xperia overheating until you actually find loads of people complaining about it. So there are a lot of good things about this phone, and it's even better if you get a good price on it. Personally, I got this a year ago for about £70, which was such a good price, but the cons just outweigh the pros in the end, and since when I bought this phone there is now a variety of better options to go for. So I hope you enjoyed the review. Remember to leave a like if you did, tell me in the comments about your experiences, and I'll catch you in the next one.